All right, here he is back on the show, Mando Gutierrez, who's getting ready for the biggest fight of his young professional career so far, September the 20th at Dana White's Contender Series against Raul Rosas Jr. Mando, how are you?
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
I'm good, and I see you're taking some time out of your day from your main job there, cutting hair, getting ready for this big fight. How are things going for you?
Things are going awesome. I can't complain one bit. Everything's going real smooth. We're just working hard, training hard, controlling what we can control, and just gonna let the rest fall into place.
How many haircuts a day are you getting in now that you're training for this big fight?
Nothing changes for me. I just cut it cold turkey the week before. I give myself like 3 days before I fly out to 100% dial in and focus. But this is kind of like my downtime. It almost makes me. It's almost, I see it almost as a part of my training, because it's it's the part of my training where I get to unwind and relax, and it gets me ready for my next session. So it'll almost in a way make me want to go. I'll be looking forward to all my practices that way. And it's nice. I'm still getting a good 6 to 8 heads a day, which is pretty standard for a barber. I used to do a lot more before I started diving into fighting so seriously, but 6 to 8 is plenty for me. That's just enough, and I can still get my 2-3 sessions in every single day, and it works out just fine.
Perfect. And I've been interviewing you for a little while now. Definitely fortunate to be able to have that opportunity to interview you as your career has continued to evolve. And I feel like not just myself, but I've talked to a couple of other media members, and they've all said that it's just a matter of time before you're in the UFC. And here you are knocking on the doorstep. Do you feel like any different leading up to this fight? Like, are the nerves any different? Do you feel more pressure?
To be honest, it's actually the opposite. I feel this is the least nervous I've ever been for a fight. I'm just ready to go. I feel like everything's happening the way it's supposed to. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm big on my faith, and I feel like this is just God's way of speaking to me. He's just letting me know I'm doing all the right things. I'm focused on the right things. I'm dialed in, and he's getting ready to bless me in a big way. And I think no matter all the hard things that I've been through leading up until this point, all the obstacles that have been in the way leading up until now have all been a part of the process, just to test me and make sure that I'm staying true to the process. And that's exactly what I've been doing. I think the only other time in my life that I felt this good leading into a fight was my LFA debut. And I remember telling my coach, I feel like I'm not nervous because I'm supposed to be here. This is what's supposed to be happening. And when I got there, and I'm getting to stay in the nice hotels, and I'm getting someone to pick me up from the airport and all this extra stuff. Like, it feels good. It almost makes you feel like you belong. And when I went to go do my media stuff for the UFC, it all felt like I was supposed to be there. There was nothing forced or weird about it. It felt like that's where I'm supposed to be. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I've been working real hard for this, so I know I deserve it, and I know I'm ready to go out there and collect.
When did you have to go to Vegas to do your media stuff, and how long did that take?
It was just a couple of days. I went last 2 weeks ago now, almost. Yeah, so I went out there. I just flew in, got to train with some of my homies some of my Michigan homies that currently live in Vegas, and I got to check them out for a little bit, get some work in, and then just do all my media stuff. Just me and my boy JJ were out there, so it was a good time, man. It was nice. It was just it helped me get. It was like right around the time where the diet really starts to press you. You're like, okay, well, here we go. And now it's starting to get to the harder stuff. And it was just the little extra push I needed. It reminded me like, hey, it's right there. Just go get it. It's right there. Go get it. And that's exactly what I'm doing.
Now, you did have a fight with Joe Penafiel lined up, Lights Out Championship 9, and this bout was canceled because you got this Dana White Contender Series opportunity. Just run me through how you got the news and what your immediate reaction was.
So that fight was coming together for a minute. I was trying to make it a 5-round belt fight with Joe, because I know that coming off my first injury ever, a lot of people were probably thinking, oh, he's going to go take a tune-up fight. He's going to go fight some bomb. But no, that's not the case at all. Like, I felt like, injury or not, that was the best I'd ever been mentally and physically, like the most ready I'd ever been. So I said, forget all that. I'm gonna go out there and fight the toughest dude I can find, the toughest dude that wants to fight. And it was Joe. Joe answered the call, and that's what we were gonna do. And I was looking forward to it, just to go out there and make a statement and punch my ticket to the UFC that way. But I knew in the back of my mind that this might be a possibility since my manager kept telling me about it and telling me to stay ready. So I figured at least book a fight. If something happens, I'll just pull out and take this. If not, well, I'm already ready regardless. And I'm going out there. I'll take this fight and I'll take the next one, whatever else the case may be. So the fight got announced, and I was literally on my phone sharing the post about the fight. And then my manager messages me before I'm even done posting the fight poster. My manager sends me a message saying that I was on the Contender Series. So literally 3 days later, a totally different type of opponent. But I didn't even think twice about it. I just saw the name, I saw the date, and I said, "Let's go." That's it.
Who was the first person that you told?
I was laying right next to my girlfriend actually at the time. We had just got back from the gym. I was doing my little cardio and sauna session, and we just got back home. We had got some food, and we were just sitting there, and that's when it happened. So it's just like I got that burst of emotion right then and there, and I was just super excited, and it was cool, But then as soon as it settled down, it all started feeling normal to me again. Like, okay, well, this is what I've been working so hard for. It was only a matter of time. Now it's here. Boom, let's go on to the next thing. You can't sit and dwell on things too long in this game. I'll stop and smell the roses for a quick little second, but then it's back to work because the work had just started at that point.
Now, the last time that I did speak with you, Mando, was right before you were going to be fighting Sean McPadden, and that was for the vacant LOC 145 title, and that bout was canceled. And that was a little while ago now. I just don't know why. What can you just tell me exactly why that bout was canceled?
That was the first time in my life I've ever been forced to withdraw due to an injury, and it was the worst feeling on earth, man. I was going through a real dark time after that, and it was real tough, but you can sit there and feel bad for yourself, or you can do something about it. So I chose the latter, and I just started getting better at things that I could actually control. Like obviously I had to stay off my arm for a little while, but I was still able to run, still able to study, still able to do a lot of different things, and like just invest in myself. And as soon as I was cleared to get back to work, I was right back in the mix and going hard.
What exactly happened? Did something happen in training?
I had a partial tear in my ulnar and my elbow. So if that would have torn fully, that would have been a year-long recovery process, and it would have put me out of cutting hair and other stuff as well. So I didn't want to completely screw my life over, not being able to fight and not being able to cut hair, because that would have been a totally different type of situation. So we had to make the choice that was right for us, and obviously it sucked. That's not the way I go. That's not how I do. And I obviously wanted to be a whole lot more active this year, but God works in mysterious ways and things happen the way they're supposed to. So I think there was a reason for that, and I think this is that reason. This was my reason for that. It made me way hungrier to come back, and what better place to be hungry than at the Contender Series against another young prospect that wants to go out there and take my head off. I love it. I love it.
Was there any rehab for that elbow, or was it basically just kind of like not using
Oh
it?
yeah. It was 8 weeks worth of rehab. I was still going real hard with my rehab and training and doing as much cardio as I could, just trying to stay in shape. I didn't want to miss a beat, even though I was dealing with that arm situation. So I had to be really disciplined and diligent with what I was doing. And luckily, we were able to get out of there scot-free and heal up fully and just get right back in the mix.
All right, man, that's great. And you're feeling as good as can be now. We're a couple weeks out. How has this camp been? Has it been any different? Have you brought in any new training partners, or has it been pretty much the same guys as usual?
I started off in Mexico like usual, so I started getting on my work with my guys down there. There's a lot of guys my size that are making big noise, doing big things, and it's been real nice to get working with them. And then I came home to dial in with my coaches, and it's been smooth sailing ever since. We've been working hard out here preparing. I got all my guys here, so it's been nice to be back home and just grinding with my guys, and it's been cool. The preparation's been awesome. I can't complain. I mean, if anything, it's been better than ever. I feel like it's just the energy's up in the room. We got a lot of guys punching their ticket to the UFC. We got a lot of guys winning big fights. We have a lot of momentum. Momentum's definitely on our side, and I feel like the energy in the room's been reflecting that, and we're all just taking it and running with it. It's been real nice.
What do you have left to do in camp, and when do you leave for Vegas?
I leave next Saturday, the 17th. So the only thing left to do now, my last hard sparring was yesterday. So I'm all the rest of this week is just hard striking movement and hard rolls, just stuff like that. And then all next week is just staying in shape, running, getting this weight off, and doing everything else I got to do. But other than that, just healing up, staying ready, and staying good. But thank God I've been feeling incredible. I've been feeling better than ever. My body is healed up at 100%. I feel really healthy. I'm really in shape. My cardio is better than ever. I look better than ever. I'm more in shape than ever before. My weight's lower than ever. It's going. Everything's clicking at the right time, and I'm really thankful for that. It's all just hard work. That's it.
All right, before we dive into this Contender Series fight, I got to get a fight pick from you. There is a big event this Saturday, UFC 279. Nate Diaz, Khamzat Chimaev is the main event. Chimaev is a massive favorite if you look at the betting odds. When you look at this one, do you feel like Diaz has a chance of pulling this out, or do you feel like Khamzat's going to run right through him?
Diaz can always be Diaz, but this is a different type of problem, and I'm not the type that's on the Chimaev train necessarily. Like, I'm not that kind of guy that's like, oh, he's the best ever. Nah, I don't know about all that, but the dude has shown he's something serious. The way he went out there and handled Gilbert Burns is some serious stuff, especially for a record as low, like as young of a record as he has. I think he has all the right tools and all the right things in place. He proved his cardio was there, and that was the only question mark that most people had. He showed his cardio was there, so I doubt that. Nate's one of the best at weaponizing cardio, and I don't think that's going to be a huge factor in this fight. So I think that pretty much his options are real limited when it comes to going and trying to pull something crazy off.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think you're right. I'm rooting for Diaz, but my head is telling me that Chimaev really should win this one. Are you going to buy the pay-per-view? You going to watch it, or are you not really intrigued by this one?
Oh, absolutely. I feel like I never miss a fight. I'm watching fights every single day, especially on when they're live. But regardless, when it gets closer to a fight, I try to keep it in my head 24/7. Just like if I'm training, if I'm full, like the last couple of weeks, I'm locked all the way in. I'm watching fights all the time, studying, putting more and more in my brain. The more I can put in there, the better.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I know you're dialed in, ready for this fight with Raul Rosas Jr. And when I was doing my research, getting ready for this interview, I had to look 2 and 3 times to see if this kid's age is right. He's 17 years old. Is that true?
Yep.
That's wild. Well, so I guess I don't know the actual rules or regulations, I guess, as far as age requirement, because I thought it was 18 years old. Do you know anything more about that? Can you explain that?
Yeah, it's 18 years old, and I think he had to get his parents to sign off on a special license for him to be able to fight, because all of his fights up until this point, he's had professional fights, but they're all in Mexico. So in Mexico, you can fight whenever you really want. It doesn't matter. So he went down there, and all of his fights have been in Tijuana, and they've all been under the same promotion, UWC, which is a fight promotion that I typically watch because there's a lot of my friends that come through that promotion. So, I'm always staying tuned on that. So that's why I knew who this guy was right away. I know he's tough, he's young, but he's good. So a lot of people are so focused on the age that they forget to look at what's there. And the kid is something serious. He is good. He's gonna make a name for himself in the sport, but just not today. Not this time.
When I looked at his record, I mean, he's 5-0 as a pro. All 5 of his wins are finishes, 4 submission wins, 1 TKO win. So he is legit. But is there something like, I don't know if your teammates or your buddies will tell you, like, man, you can't lose to a high school kid. You got to go in and beat this kid and beat him soundly. Does that discussion ever happen, or does it not really matter because he is legit and he's a legitimate opponent?
Oh, no, absolutely. It happens every single day. I mean, my team, anybody that knows my team knows they're all a bunch of jokesters. We all like talking shit. So that's just what we do. Even our coach is on the same, like he brings that same energy, and that's just how we are, But make no mistake, I go out there and plan to bully anybody, regardless if they're 17 or 35. It don't matter to me. I'm trying to bully absolutely anybody. When I'm in that cage, I want to be I want to live up to my name, El Toro. That's what I am. I'm gonna bull right past you.
I have no doubt. I'm closer to 35, and Mondo, I know you would bully the crap out of me if that ever happened. So I'm not going to argue with you there, man. When I do look at his skill set, his game, he looks to be very proficient on the ground. Both of his amateur wins, both were by submission as well. So that seems to be maybe his bread and butter. Do you feel like when you look at his skill set, like that's kind of where he wants to get this fight, or do you feel like he might want to try and stand and trade with you?
Oh, absolutely, man. Just like the sun's gonna come up tomorrow. He's gonna shoot for them legs as soon as he can. I already know that what he's coming to do, and that's fine. I'll gladly be on the ground with him. I'm not worried about it. I work hard. I got more submission wins than he does. I'm ready to go. I'm like that stuff doesn't scare me. If anything, I love a challenge. I know he's tough on the mat, but I'm totally okay with that. I'll gladly oblige. I'm the more complete fighter here. I feel like I have every tool. He only has that one. So it's up to me to decide where this fight's gonna take place. But like I said, I'll gladly take it to the ground. We can do that. That's fine with me. So we'll just see on the 20th what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna give him my hottest and best, and he's gonna give me the same, and we're gonna see who's truly better.
Dana's made it clear, Contender Series, he's looking for finishers to go in there to really put it on your opponent and get them out of there, whether it's in the first minute of the fight or if you get them out in the third round. Do you feel that pressure to finish the fight, or are you just more concerned with going out there, making sure you fight a smart fight and getting a win?
The pressure there, I don't really think it's a pressure thing. I think it's more so just me being hard headed. I gotta finish the fight. That's just me. If I don't finish a fight, I didn't win. Like, like I mean, if as far as I'm concerned, if we were in a street fight and somebody separates us, nobody really won. You know what I'm saying? If you go to a decision, somebody separated you guys, nobody really won. It doesn't matter. So I got to go out there and get the finish no matter what. And plus, I don't get paid by the hour. I want to go out there and be in and out. I'm going to do my job, get up out of there clean, and move on to the next one.
I can't wait, man. I'm going to be watching. I wish I could be in Vegas for this one, but I'll be watching on ESPN Plus again, September the 20th. Mando Gutierrez, Raul Rosas Jr. for Dana White's Contender Series. As always, man, it's great talking to you. Before we do sign off, I want to give you the floor. Please tell people where they can follow you on social media. If you have anyone to thank, the floor is yours.
Oh, for sure. El Toro Gutierrez on Instagram, Mando Goes for Gold on Twitter, Mando Gutierrez MMA on Facebook and YouTube. Check me out on there. I'll be keeping everybody filled in as we go through fight week. And hope everybody gets to tune in on ESPN Plus on the 20th. It's going to be a banger, and I can't wait. And thank you for the time. Thanks to everybody watching. Thanks to all of my supporters, everybody tuning in on the 20th.